Epic Gaming Night is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night Podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Caney, and with me as always is Rob Newman.
Rob Newman, everybody.
The legendary author, Rob Newman. Just wait. Well, I see you've been posting pictures.
Oh, man, I've been posting stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. I had to start a brand new Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, so It's all the same handle. But I won't talk about it too much on the show, just because it's a faith-based book, and I don't want to this is about my other book was sci-fi, and I don't think as many people would be offended. This book is gonna push some buttons, though. I'll say that. Some people are gonna be upset.
Nice. Fighting words.
I don't know if it's fighting words. Not fighting words to me, but it's got some controversial stuff where I had a couple beta readers. They won't talk to me anymore. They're like, we completely disagree with this. And
that's awesome.
That's really terrible that you would say that. And so we're done. I'm like, cool.
we're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I've had other beta readers be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you put that on paper. That's awesome. People are gonna get pissed. Yes, that's what I wanted.
Nice.
And it's not even that people are gonna get pissed. It's just gonna open their eyes to some things that I don't think people realize is happening and going on and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited.
Now you got my interest piqued.
Oh man.
Rob's like, don't read it. We'll never talk again. No, I'm just kidding. I think
I think you'll. I mean, I hope that you like it.
Yeah,
and even if you don't like it, tell me that you don't like it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Yeah. I'm just pumped to be in this process of having something published, actually. Because, like my book that I've talked to you guys in the past, App, I'll probably end up self-publishing that. And I'm creating my own website. I got to buy the website tomorrow. I got a meeting with that company tomorrow and all that stuff. And I got a meeting on Friday with a marketing company.
Oh, nice.
For stuff, and so it's just a lot going on top of my job.
Yes, which is a ton of stuff.
Which is a ton of stuff, and that's getting crazier because I'm taking over the business in a couple of weeks. And so it's just a lot. But anyway, I'm excited.
Hype.
I just don't sleep.
I know, right? So
I really don't.
Dude, do you like
do
you slam caffeine or?
Oh, one, I have 3 herniated discs and stuff like that, and I got a bad leg, so I'm always hurting.
So the pain keeps you awake. Oh, okay.
Well, I try to go to bed where I'm exhausted, where I could sleep. Man, if I can get 3 or 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep, where I'm not waking up.
Wow.
And to some people, it's okay, you're just tossing and turning, but within that 10 seconds that I'm tossing and turning, I'm waking up from sleep, and then I'm moving. Where man, if I could get 3 hours where I don't wake up at all, that's phenomenal to me. And so I try to stay up late.
I've been trying to do better in sleeping.
Go to bed.
I've got so much stuff that I'm working on, and I don't know, I work better late at night and stuff. Even sometimes even when I was working the late overnights, even after I get off work, I'd be like, okay, let's do a little bit of this thing or that thing, make content or work on this thing or work on like prototyping stuff and things like that, late at night. But I was listening to podcasts and stuff talking. Joe Rogan had this neuroscientist on talking about how terrible losing sleep is. I'm just
all the studies say you need 7 to 9 hours.
Oh yeah, and I mean there's strong scientific evidence that you're gonna get Alzheimer's disease if you don't sleep. You're going to get it. I'm just but then there's so many extremely successful productive people that say you got to get that crunch time in. You got to get that crunch time in, and there's no sleep. And the more hours you work, Elon Musk is hey man, work 60 hours a week. Because I mean, if you're working 60 hours a week and these people are working 40 hours a week, you're working 20 more hours, and then you're just gonna be so much more productive. And it's yeah, but you might die. I mean,
Well, see, I also like, for example, like for my writing and stuff, I like to do it late at night because I have so much going on during the day with my family, with my daughters, with my business, with everything else that's going on. So, like at night for me, it's a nice escape because I can just turn all that off and I don't have to think about that kind of stuff. And also, the house is quiet, so I can put my music on, put my headphones on, rock out, and just get creative and stuff. So,
I'm ready for
everybody to each their own. You know, my wife already knows I'm crazy, and so we'll add Alzheimer's and stuff. We're willing that won't happen.
Hey, listen. Playing board games and things like that are supposed to help with like that sort of stuff too. So maybe if you just keep your mind fresh,
right? I feel like I'm doing some things to be preventative in that area with the podcast, with the board games, with the other creative stuff that I do.
I mean, you're not sleeping and then watching TV or something like that. You're not sleeping and being creative in certain ways, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I can't wait for things to calm down so I can paint more miniatures. Like I have all these games of miniatures that I want to paint and I haven't been able to. I'm just like, I wish I had the time for this. So
Song of Ice and Fire. Will you ever play it again?
I'd play it again, but I don't know now. I mean, who knows?
Well, I know like Trevor messaged me. I need to message him back. So Trevor, if you're listening, I'm sorry, I've just been busy. But like his thing of the Night's Watch came in.
Nice.
Oh man. Because I canceled my order.
Oh, dag! Just because the money?
Well, just the money and the time. I was like,
when am I gonna play all of this?
When am I gonna play? Like this was back in like September.
And you have a ton of stuff.
I already have a ton of stuff. I definitely have enough for like 2 full, like more than 50-point armies. Like I have a lot of stuff. And so I was like, man, I just don't know. I got a lot of stuff going on. And so anyway, I canceled on. But then I saw his picture and I'm like, man, I want to play that game so bad. Yeah. It looks so gorgeous. And all he did was send me a picture of like the boxes. No minis, no nothing. But I'm still just like, Night's Watch hype.
Yeah. I was there was someone on. It was actually like I think it was today or maybe it was yesterday. Posted on a Dice Tower video about like Rune Wars, and they were saying that the reviews of Rune Wars like so good, and like why is no one talking about it, or why is it like not that good? And I'm like, hey, I love Rune Wars. I think the game is amazing, but here's the thing: I think it is too much of a miniatures game for board gamers and too much of a board game for miniatures gamers. So like the niche that it fits in is like extremely narrow. And I
also think the company that produced it is killing it, because look at their last miniature games and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I don't think there's going to be any more waves for it. I mean, I
think they're done. I think all that stuff was like already in the schedule,
right?
And then Legion was supposed to be their big,
and Legion hasn't done anything either. So I think it fits in that. I think it's fit in that same category where it's like these board game companies making miniatures game, and I'm worried about Song of Ice and Fire because I feel like they thought it was going to be even bigger than it is.
I'm not worried about Song of Ice and Fire, not at all.
Oh, you think that the community is going to be huge for it, or?
Well, the community is still going strong for it, and it's also the company. Look who's backing them. The problem with Asmodee North America or Fantasy Flight Games is they're worried about numbers and making money. And I'm not saying that CMON's not worried about making money, but they're still putting out old stuff and reprinting like old Zombicides, new Zombicide stuff. They're still doing like they started off of miniatures, games that I don't even play, and they're still producing that content. And so to think that like CMON is not going to put in like a good heavy run of stuff. And when we had the guy in the show, he was like, yeah, we have a ton of stuff, in the backlogs to come out and things like that. And so,
did you see
I
that?
Think that's going to help.
Did you see recently, like super recently, like a week ago, CMON reported 4.1 million in losses and their stock price is down 30%. That's crazy.
I mean, I did not see that. That might change some things.
So I don't know. Like, I guess it's kind of interesting because aren't they like a Chinese-based stock or whatever?
At the same time, though, that was a big deal for them to buy that license. I don't think they would just abandon ship on that license.
Oh yeah, I hope they do great things with it. They gotta stick around for White Walkers though.
On a side note, so for Cabin Con, right?
Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
Lee who shall not be named.
Did you see some of his posts? Did you see some of his
posts? I skimmed it, but it was while I was at the in-laws, so I don't know what all he was saying.
Oh,
you're trash talking each other
so
back and forth.
Far, and I'm the oldest guy. I'm the oldest guy there, and I'm driving so far. Blah blah blah. You know. So, listen, he who shall not be named. Crybaby. You're not a crybaby. I love you to death. You're a good guy. So I'm now going to sleep like either on the couch or the air mattress. I will let him sleep on my mother's bed. And so Adam and Lee, the two farthest guests, are going to have 2 beds.
Nice.
So, okay, Adam. So you're talking about these one-shots. We're supposed to play all these games and do a one-shot of Kids on Bikes and possibly, I don't know.
I don't know that we can do that many role-playing game one-shots, because role-playing games, for them to be good in a one-shot, that's like a day-long event. And we got a lot of games to shove in there.
I think He Who Shall Not Be Named is actually older than Mark Hale.
What?
Yeah, Mark Hale's...
Mark Hale's a vampire.
No, he's like what?
I'm just kidding.
Mid-40s?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't go around and look at people's age. Like, I don't see age when I talk to people.
Well, here's the thing about He Who Shall Not Be Named. It's weird. He does not look nearly as old.
I'm not ageist.
You're not. I'm not an ageist. I just know that He Who Shall Not Be Named is really old. But when you look at his face, he does not look old.
I don't even know where this podcast has gone. We're just hanging out.
I'm excited. Cabin Con, bro. It's next week.
Dude, that's kind of crazy.
Your day job, so you'll be there earlier now. And Dustin's spending the night. He's coming up Friday.
Oh yeah, I can just slam it.
So Friday we're gonna have myself, you, Matt, Adam, Dustin, He Who Shall Not Be Named. Mark may come up, bro. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So have you been playing anything recently, man?
I've been playing just life. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. I can't say. Like,
you're not allowed to say.
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait. Just wait, guys. Just wait, guys. Say? Yeah.
Or should they just wait?
They should just wait.
Well, we need to talk.
Yeah, I've been looking at.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, one of these days. But yeah, I'm really excited about PAX Unplugged, so I can actually finally play some games.
Isn't that this week?
Yeah, like literally, I'm leaving in like 2 days, and Tom's I'm gonna be doing stuff with the Dice Tower and with Plaid Hat. Like, I'm super excited.
You're leaving Thursday?
I got off the phone with Tom today, and he's like, "Oh man, you gotta go to this thing with us." I was like, "Yes!" So I'm excited. Yes, I'm leaving Thursday. I'm trying to get there before 4 so I can hang out with the Dice Tower crew Thursday night. And then each morning I'm going to be at the Plaid Hat booth. So, hey, if you're at PAX Unplugged, come play Guardians with me at the Plaid Hat booth. I talked to Colin. He gave me the rundown on how to set everything up, and I'm super stoked to play Guardians with everybody. And it'll be cool. And they're going to have a lot of other really good games there, too. So, hey, if you just want to come by and play Comanauts and wave at me, that's cool, too.
You think they'll have a little table set up for Gen 7?
Yes, they're definitely going to have Gen 7. They had Gen 7 at Gen Con.
Yeah, but it wasn't for sale.
It wasn't for sale. I don't know if they're going to have it for sale there. That would be amazing. But dude, did you see they already have an expansion announced for Gen 7? What? My mind blew. Did you see that video?
No.
I
saw it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they made a demo video for it, and I'm excited about the premise of the story for that game. I played the game. I thought the game was fun, but I feel like you're not gonna. It's not a legacy game, but it is a campaign game, and there are things that carry over from each part of the campaign. So I feel like the things that you unlock in the story that unfolds is gonna be like the main draw of the game, and I feel like you can't. Is the board
the same as Fables, where it's the book?
No, it's not a book in this one. It is a ship, and you're going to be playing through. The book has all sorts of like this branching like it's like the captain's log or whatever, and there's these branching stories, and there's like.
But it's not like in Fables where you open it up, you play on one side, and you read the other side.
Right. There's tons of different scenarios, and there's tons of different choices that change those scenarios to which ones you do. But each branching path doesn't like branch back on each other. Like, literally, a choice you make sets you on a completely different path in this storyline. and you'll get a completely different outcome. Where if you there's like multiple choices you can make in the first scenario, and depending on the one you make or the ones you make, changes the ending. And then you'll have another choice, and the choice you make will change the ending completely different again. So like depending on like what the things you do plays out how the story was. I was talking to Colin about it. I was like, oh man, they could be doing this, they could be doing that, they could be doing that. And he's like, well, there's all sorts of things that could happen. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, they should let me write for it. Not write for it, but just come up with concepts. I bet you could come up with some crazy space concepts as well.
I can come up with some crazy space stuff. Can I just say something, speaking of coming up with stuff? I love in our D&D campaign that our current curator is coming up with my backstory for my character without like when he came
I
out,
love
like,
how your character's fighting it too.
When he came out with it like 2 episodes ago, like your dad's not dead and all this other stuff, I'm like, do we just have that much free reign? Like nothing. Like my whole idea, like the village and everybody being dead. Nope, they're not, Robert. And this tooth, Boris trying to get my tooth pretty hard and turned it into a Gundam. Man,
dude, we didn't actually talk about like that and what happened. Like, what did you actually feel like outside of character when I was like, oh yeah, I stole your stuff. Sorry, man.
Outside of character, I was like, bro, you're a douchebag. But also like I get it. Like it makes sense, and you did it for the right reasons to help protect me and stuff like that. I really enjoy where the story is going right now. But one thing I'll say with Adam doing it, it's like nothing is safe. Like everything is on the table as an option, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm liking this a lot. It's just because it's like
I'm so confused where we go next.
You have your own story. Nope. Unless you told me something, I'm gonna rewrite it this way. And so far, it's going pretty cool.
I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen next, because I was expecting to have to go underground in this whole like Goblin Underground thing to find Adam's character, because like that's my character's main motivation for even being here, and the fact, I mean, it's kind of spoilers.
I think we'll still go underground. We're in the bar. The way it all ends, we're in the basement of the bar.
Yeah.
With Belmo, dun dun dun.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, oh, we found Belmo, but what shape is he actually in? Who knows?
And he's missing a leg, and roots are growing through his nose.
That seems bad.
Like, dude's in rough shape. So does that mean like he's now part plant or something like that? So he's in rough shape.
Dude, listen,
we could go underground.
I don't miss stealth rolls, and I also don't miss like pickpocket rolls. Like my stats on that are ridiculous.
Athletic checks.
Oh yeah. When you get those plus when you're super trained in those things, and like that's your like main skill, it's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm rocking that. And he's like, do an athletics check. I'm like, done.
I could do a lot of other roguey stuff. Like I have like thieves tools and all sorts of stuff, but we've never come up to been like, this door is locked. I'd be like,
yeah, but also
no, it's not.
Your character runs away all the time. Oh, they're coming. Oh yeah, I'm gone.
Dude, literally my character's like a toddler. What do you want him to do?
Man, it's just
how's a toddler gonna fight anything?
Adam's like, and then the pit opens and 10 goblins come. Blah blah blah. Roll for initiative. All right, Roy, you got first. I'm gonna be sprinting. I'm in the opposite direction. I'm gonna be sprinting away as fast as possible.
If I was playing some like gigantic damage dealer that could take hits, but I'm not. How many times have I died? I'm the only one on the ground.
Not at all. We've saved you, but you've been beat up.
Oh man.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, screw everything. Let's go. I just want to say for our fellow cast members, I don't feel the same way that my character's being portrayed. When I'm playing the game, I'm thinking like T, who has the act of vengeance, who is just so gun ho and set on doing a certain thing and being that way. And so like I know this past episode, I was kind of like, Crystal, I'm never ever going to trust you again. Like, and I don't ever trust you again, but I think
I'm glad she was being charmed a little bit, because I thought she was being charmed anyway.
Yeah, but see, my character still doesn't believe that she's not charmed.
Yeah.
And so, like, okay, like, and for me personally, I don't know. I don't know, because her and Adam are texting each other in the middle of stuff. All of a sudden, you start to hear typing. It's like, crap, what are you guys doing?
Oh, yeah, they were typing real hard at that one point. I'm just like, stop!
Yeah, you heard the typing hardcore.
That's fun.
So anyway.
Hey, if you guys aren't listening to our Misplaced Meeples stuff, you guys really should, because it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
it is a lot of fun. And if we're not leveled up now, Adam, if we're not leveled up, we went more than 3 days without sleep on no recharging of anything. We survived. If we're not leveled up to at least a level 19, then I don't know.
Adam in chat's saying we basically just have to kill Crystal's character. Okay, I mean, we can take her. It's fine.
I kind of feel bad. Like my character is like, I'm done with you. I'm just kind of like, okay, like whatever you say, I'm just not really gonna be paying attention. And Adam, I do agree with you. My character definitely believes she's still charmed. My character definitely believes that. But anyway, D&D. I'll say this for everybody listening. Sure, it's a nerdy thing. Everything is a nerdy thing if you want it to be. But D&D makes it so much fun when you play with the right people. And man, when we're playing with our creative group, because we have a lot of cool creative personalities in our group. Like even Matt and some of the stuff that he's doing and his whole Australian accent and everything, it's a lot of fun. I think that's why I've enjoyed it so much. Is just all the fun, crazy personalities where it's not so much like a alpha player type of a thing. It's like, nope, we all know our role. We all are doing our thing. Like, man, Matt, if you guys weren't listening to the show, we have this special basically staff that can make objects fly. And we're on this ship that's now flying in the air. What? And Matt had like 60 goblins get on our ship. And so you know what he does? Instead of flying the ship away or doing something, he literally starts to make the ship spin like a washing machine or a dryer. And so we're all holding on for dear life as our ship is going up and down, up and down, up and down. We're getting sick, and I just hold out my axe, hoping that it chops up goblins as they run away. And Roy's riding on my back, and now I found out he's been stealing stuff from me while riding on my back.
Listen. Hey, I was just trying to help you.
Man, but just some of the creative stuff. Like, I never thought Matt would have been like, yeah, I just want to start corkscrewing the ship in the middle of the air. Like, what? And Crystal fell off the ship, but her lovely vampire caught her. What a douche. Terrible.
Hey, I gave you the key back when the vampire was nowhere to be seen.
I think what you did was very smart, like from a game point of view. But again, what you did also makes me not ever believe you. Board game or RPG.
Oh no! Like, I knew when I was doing it, I was like, crap, I'm having to mess with Rob in this other game. Oh no! But the thing is, I knew Crystal was gonna come for it, like, or the vampire was. So I was like, if I don't, what am I supposed to do?
You made the right call. I didn't even think about that.
I was like, they're coming for Rob, and Rob is not gonna want to give it up, and I don't think he should. But the thing is, they know he has it, but they don't know that I do. Good times.
Man, it's a lot of fun. I got to look up what level 4 does.
For me, it was just gain 2 in 1 stat. I was like, what? That's going to make... You could just gain 2 in strength. How strong would you be then?
Well, strength right now is a +5.
Yeah, you just have plus 1,000,000. No, I'm just kidding.
If I did gain anything, I might do... I've got 1. I think my dex is like only a 10, so I need to gain like... I've got no bonus on my dex stuff.
How would you compare playing a role-playing game to like people that only play board games? Like, what would you say?
Well, it is different, and here's why. When you're playing a board game, your objectives and things that you're wanting to do are simply laid out in front of you. You're either playing to X points, or you have to solve X mystery, or you have to defeat X boss type of a thing, right? Where in the RPG world, a lot of your limitations are based on your group. Like, if nobody can come up with any cool ideas or nobody wants to anymore, then you're not going to really do anything. But if you have an eclectic, eccentric group like ours, where they're just crazy creative, crazy doing stuff, like even some of your stuff and the puzzles that you were doing, and the labyrinth in the underground area and all that kind of stuff, like all that stuff, and then the fact that you made a monster, lion wolf squid, and all that stuff. Like, I mean, how freaking awesome is that? So I think the main difference between the two is board games limits your creativity because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Allowing in the rules of the game, where in RPG it's limitless. Dude, as much as you'll allow it to be limitless.
Do you know how hard it is to play a dungeon crawl when you play a whole lot of D&D? If you play a dungeon crawl board game when you play a ton of D&D, you just get mad at the game. You're like, this game sucks, you know?
Well, yeah, the dungeon crawl just basically is the combat of D&D.
Yeah.
It's like okay, ugh. But like here's the thing.
But I want to go over there and climb that wall or see what's on the other side of it. No, there's nothing on the other side of that wall. But in D&D, the world is like, you know, you just run whichever direction you want, you do whatever you want and try to make it happen, and you just have to make it checks.
Saying the crazy stuff, and I think I'm the only one that kind of explains craziness.
Yeah.
But I like saying, oh, I double backflip corkscrew off of this thing, I spin through the air, and I'm like, screw you, as I dag my axe into something, or like that big shark, I like slid him up the all the way through his spine, and I made sushi out of him. Like, I like that, the idea that I can just be stupid and silly and just come up with this crazy stuff. Like, because I like it, especially when you and Adam DM. When I tell you some of the things I want to do, and you either just hang your head like, "What did you say?" or you just start laughing. Like, I love that, where it's just like, you want to do what?
And you're just like, roll for it.
Roll for it, right? Like, oh, okay.
We'll see what happens. Roll for it.
Right? I mean, I like that. So, it's just different. If you like the rules and the boundaries and stuff like that, I could definitely see why you like board games. But here's the other thing. I don't see why they can't mix more often. I mean, I think you're right. I think it could kind of ruin some dungeon crawls for you, you know, especially having played with like our group of D&D, but just play it all. And if you don't want to play it, then don't play it. But I don't know. I think it's fun. I'm happy that we're doing this, and I'm happy that we're playing, and it's still going and stuff like that. I don't know if I ever would have enjoyed D&D had it been with other people or for other things. So
I'm excited that you're getting to see like more of like a real what like D&D experience is, because you know it's really hard when you play with people that haven't played much or like don't know what it is, and like starting everybody without much experience, you know. And we kind of started like that a little bit. Like, I mean, Matt's played a little bit, and I mean, Adam's been teaching his kids and stuff like that. And Crystal was really new to role-playing games when we started, but she's been playing a ton of different stuff.
Oh, she's in another D&D group, and she's also now in a Star Trek Frontier role-playing group. I mean, she is all on board. And see, what I like about Crystal is she plays smart, where I'm just like, my character, no, I'm never giving you anything. And she's like, Robert, we really need to think about this because you will die. Like, like just calm down for a second. You know. So anyway, it's fun.
Nice.
I saved you our last D&D session. You were falling off the thing, and I grabbed you and I held you in my arms like a baby.
Every time I'm like, Rob, save me. I'm just a little kid. My character's weird. It's weird to play like this. I mean, my character really is frail. Like, I don't know. It's been that way, and I keep getting smashed. And it's kind of funny. Like, I roll amazing until we get into combat. And it's like, oh, I miss. Cool, great. Or, like, I keep rolling ones in combat. And I'm like, if I'm like, hey, I do a backflip and jump off the side of this thing and then roll to one, and I'm like, well, you're dead again, Roy. Not dead, you know, but knocked out. But,
oh, man.
It's all good.
It's fun. Well, I've been playing kid games with my family this week. Like earlier tonight, actually, we played Go Away Monster.
Oh, nice.
And we've been playing.
I actually played that too. I said that I hadn't really been playing anything, but we played Go Away Monster.
Yeah, my daughter. Like every other day now, we've been playing. Like we have like this Candyland game where it's not Candyland, but it's like a ripoff of Candyland.
Uh-huh.
We've been playing that, and we've been playing Go Away Monster. And
I told my kids in Go Away Monster, I was like, listen, we're playing this cooperatively, but we're playing for high stakes. I said, if we draw 4 monsters out of the bag, we lose the game. I said, if we draw 4 monsters, we lose. So don't draw 4 monsters. And then they were like really into it. Like it was like really intense.
Stressing them out.
Yeah. Because like I drew like 2 of them. So they were like, Dad, no. And we actually lost. But you know, it made it more intense, you know. So was kind of fun.
We played that, and we played this. I think it's like Pretty Princess Necklace or something. It's a Hobbit game where you have to like find matching gems, and then you put them on the shoestring, and you make.
I remember you buying that.
Yeah, and so we've just been just having fun, man, just with life and everything. Because my wife and I, we have been so busy with work and the holidays and transition and clients and all that other kind of stuff where, like, we're trying to spend, like, okay, family time. Like, it doesn't matter how crazy stuff is. Stop what you're doing. Family time. You know, that's one of the things that's a blessing and a curse about my job is, like, when I get off the show tonight, I'll be doing more work. But I do that so we can do family time, so. Anyway, kid games, man.
Gotta love them.
You do.
Nice.
All right, man. So what are we talking about tonight?
We're going to be talking about demoing games. And all sorts of different aspects of demoing games. I figured I'm going to be demoing games this weekend, and Rob has demoed games quite successfully in the past, so I figured we could talk a little bit about it. Rob, what are your thoughts on demoing games for board game publishers?
I think if you're broke, it's the best way to get into the con that you want to go to.
Yeah.
You know, when they reach out and say, hey, we're looking for demoers, we'll get your ticket, it's so worth it because you'll end up working like 4, maybe 6 hours out of that day. And you may miss like a lot of the meat of when like people are in line to buy other games, but you get a free con badge. And then what's also really cool is the times that I've demoed for companies, I got a bunch of free swag. And it wasn't just because like I'm with Rob with Epic Gaming Night, because they don't know Rob or Matt. They know Roy. And if you guys don't know, listen to that episode with Isaac where he called me Roy.
Whatever, man.
Well, they know Roy. But like they'll give you like last time I demoed for Gray Fox. I got to play. They sent me the entire Kickstarter exclusive Champions of Midgard, all of that stuff for free.
Yeah, a lot of these companies Valhalla,
like all in the box. I got everything for free.
They'll get you into the con and you demo for them and you do like a bunch of different shifts, and like depending on like how long the con is or what the thing is, they'll require you to work a certain number of shifts. But either they'll give you like credit to their shop or just give you like some of the games and different things like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool overall. And it's cool because you get to build like interesting relationships with like the different publishers you work with. And if you're trying to find a way to like break into the industry or to like get to know more people in the industry, it's like a great thing to do. Like you can become really good friends with certain publishers, or like even if you're like trying to design games, you can play games with publishers, or if you're trying to like just do more like stuff in general. Like even with as like media stuff, if you're a board game media person, like it's cool to like demo around with like different publishers just to get to know these different people, and they'll get to know you too. So it's really cool.
Well, and the industry is so nice and super supportive of each other. Like they see that you're helping them, they will take that time to talk to you and help out and stuff like that. So I think that's super, especially if you're like us and you are in the media and you are trying to build your brand. It also helps too when you're in that situation, because then you're at a booth and people can come see you, and it's kind of fun when you're at that booth and you're there to demo somebody else's game, but they just want to talk to you about your content. It's like, okay. Like there were times where people were like, oh, Epic Gaming Night, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm here to demo this game, but like they wanted to take pictures with me just because of who I was, not because of the game or anything. And so that's always fun too. It's a good chance to be able to meet people and be silly. So but I love demoing, teaching people how to play games and stuff like that. My goal, whenever I demo, is I want to sell out of the product that I'm demoing.
That's awesome.
Because I want to be like, boom, I just did this. They all bought these games. Next year I want VIP pass. I want a suite, bubbles with a jacuzzi jet. I want to get the hookup, and that doesn't happen.
You want M&Ms with all the brown M&Ms taken out,
right?
I don't know.
No, but I mean, I guess it's the salesman in me. I'm like, all right, I'm doing Champions of Midgard. I need to sell every single copy of Champions of Midgard. Let's go.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think are some like tips for demoing games to new people?
Sure. All right. Like game wise, there's a couple things. First, you want to keep it super basic. especially if these are people that have never played the game before.
Yeah, yeah.
Want to keep it super basic. Don't try to give them any tips or strategy. They don't need to know that yet. They just need to know the basic mechanics of the game. Another tip that I have is speak, not like yelling, but you want to be loud.
Yeah.
Enough so everybody at the table can hear you, but you also want to speak clear. Don't speak super fast. You will repeat yourself 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
If you're doing that. And then the third thing I want to say is keep your hands to yourself. I talk with my hands and stuff, but when you're demoing games and you have, especially in the board game community, there's a lot of introverts. I'm a toucher, whether it's your wrist or your shoulder or something like that. I'm like, hey man, or I like to do high fives. Not everybody likes to be high five. Not everybody wants like a pat on the shoulder. And so I've learned, especially with being in sales and stuff like that, and I sell real estate, and so there's a lot of times where I work with couples, and let's say the husband can't make it. I've learned, like, you know what? I'm just not going to touch you at all because I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable for any reason whatsoever. Now, if you reach out to me for a high five, I'm definitely going to high five you back. But I've just learned to kind of stay in my own little bubble because I have seen other people where, like, they're really excited and, like, they may push on somebody, and then immediately it's like, okay, a wall just went up. You can see it on their face.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want them to enjoy themselves. So keep your hands to yourself, speak loudly, but also clearly, and just go over the basics. Yeah. Don't go crazy.
Yeah, and definitely having everything like set up and ready for them to go, like when they sit down for that demo. Like a lot of demos you only play through like a first few rounds. You just have to like reset stuff up each time. It's like, oh, reset this up and reset that up, and everything's ready to go. And just you kind of have like these first few turns that are a little bit on autopilot, and you kind of like, you don't have to tell them what to do exactly, depending on the game. Yep. But you can like give tips or like this thing or that thing. You could do this or that, and just show them the different options. But also just like show them why the game is amazing. You know, like this is why this game is exciting. This is what this game offers that other games don't offer. Like we've both demoed for Gray Fox, completely different games, but I was demoing Seven Ronin, and Seven Ronin is just like this small little 2-player game, but just like I just elaborated like the theme of, oh, you're these Ronin, and most of these Ronin are gonna die. Like, I mean, there's tons and tons of ninjas, but like you have these Ronin, they're not all gonna make it, you know, but you gotta try to survive and hold down the village to the last second. And the really cool thing is that you're both simultaneously selecting where your guys go, and there's just like a lot of stuff. And the funny thing is, like, the more you demo the game, by the end of it, you've got that, like, demo pitch down.
Like the third demo, you have your pitch down, and, you know, you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think you're exactly right. Excitement and energy go a long way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because if you're excited and have energy when you're demoing the game, they'll be like, okay, like, this is fun, like, this is cool. Like, they'll get excited. But if you're just like, you have these pieces and you move them here and you do this there. No, you got to make it an experience. Mm-hmm. Like, they're coming to play that game. You got to make it an experience, and just, I don't know. I see it as like storytelling. Like, you know, when I was doing Champions of Midgard, you're on these Vikings and you're doing stuff just like you do with Seven Ronin. But that's also why people ask us to come back as demoers, because we're like, we make it hype and fun.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of said this a little bit, but when you demo a game, what do you think is the most important part to show people about the game?
Most important part about the game itself, or the experience of the game?
Just either way. Like, what do you think is the most important thing to show them? Like, before they leave the table, what do you want them to know about this game?
Okay, the gameplay, I want them to know what makes this game different than any other game.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of ninja games, there's plenty of Viking games, plenty of crawlers on. So what makes this game different? Why is this one so important? And then the other thing that I think is super important, and you already said it, and we said it, is the excitement.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to have a good time, because if you're having a good time, I'm gonna have a good time. But if we're all just sitting there miserable and like, when you do that, your 4-hour shift or your 6 or 8-hour shift is going to feel like a 12-hour shift.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just go in, have fun. It's just a game. You already have your con badge. They can't, like, take it away from you. I mean, they could. I don't know, but
You demo the game so bad they take your comm badge away.
Like, you know what? This just isn't working.
This isn't working. I need you to leave. Like, you shouldn't be a representative for board games. I'm sorry.
We had 4 people actually return their games since you demoed.
Yeah. They've literally like they deleted their Board Game Geek account because of you. No, that's funny. Yeah, I agree. Have you ever been in a bad game demo, like when you're going around like demoing games from other people? Have you ever been in a demo that was just like, this did not really sell this game?
I've been in one and I taught one.
Oh yeah.
So the one of them that was really bad that I was in was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
When Matt and I were in the last Friday demo, the kid really didn't know what he was doing, and he had to correct himself a lot on the rules.
Yeah.
And so like we would do something that seemed pretty obvious to us, and he's like, "No, you can't do that." And then we were like, "Are you sure? Because you said earlier we could do this." And then he'd look in the rules and he was like, "Oh yeah, I guess you can." Like, yeah, you can do that. Go ahead. And so like that was like a bad experience. It made me sell my game right after I bought it. Like it broke my heart. Remember, I had Hector like go get it for me and all that stuff. Speaking of that, I went to a game the other day, and Brandon Pleshik commented on our post like,
"Oh, nice."
I was like, "Man, good for you, Brandon." Like I miss that dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the demoer he was not feeling it and did not really know the rules well, and so that killed it. And then also demoing, don't argue with the demo guy. Like I was demoing, actually it was Champions of Midgard, and it had this guy who had already played all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or he played the base game, but he did not play with the expansions yet. And so he's coming in there telling everybody else what to do, but there's some new things in the expansions that change some stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, actually, these new expansion, like, you can do that, and that's why these tokens are here. Like, when your people die, you actually get these tokens now. And so, like, that was not fun, because I had a guy, and, like, once I corrected him once, like, sir, then he just, like, had an attitude the whole time, like, well, screw you type of thing. So,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was like, why? Like, I'm not trying to show you up. I'm just trying to go over the rules.
Yeah.
And you're like,
he was trying to alpha game your demo.
Yeah. I'm like, not that serious, but what makes this game so much better now is because this expansion actually makes it when your dice die, they mean something now.
Yeah.
So
I know it's hard for like these publishers and stuff like that, but if like they can get their demo team to like know the game, like I've sat in several demos where like the demoer just didn't really know the game that well, and if they don't know the game or they're not excited about the game, it shows. Like it's really easy to tell, and it's just like or if like you feel like you're wanting to demo the game, you're a bother. You know, it's like, oh man, I really want to play this game. Oh, well, I guess sit down here. Here's the game. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just because like I'm so excited about the hobby. I'm so excited about board gaming in general. Like I don't think I'd really want to demo a game that I didn't really like. But it seems like some of these people don't actually like the games they're demoing, and I'm like, well, why would I like the game and buy it? I don't understand. So I've definitely been in some of those before, but normally they're few and far between. But it's really cool to get in those demos sometimes where people are like overly excited about it and like super hyped. So it definitely makes a world of difference.
I think we also like, I won't just demo for any company because I want to make sure I like the game.
Yeah.
Type of a scenario. And so that's one of the reasons why like I've demoed for the companies I've demoed, because they had an opening and I knew I already liked them and their games and stuff like that. So
yeah. I mean, normally a lot of times when you demo for these companies, they ask you, "Hey, which game do you want to demo? Like which openings do you have, and things like that." So it's kind of cool.
Hold on, somebody's talking about me in chat right now. I'm gonna say I know it wasn't me because you didn't say handsome.
Nice. So our next question is, what do you like about getting a game demoed to you at a convention as an attendee?
What do I like?
Yeah, like when you're going to demo games yourself, like going to go get them demoed to you.
Oh man, I like that because it lets me know about the game before I spend money on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's one of the main reasons why I demo it. It's like, all right, if I back this, do I need to unback it, or like, is this something that I want to buy? And also, I go to learn rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and that's a problem because especially the demoer doesn't know the rules. It's like, this is how I was taught. Sure, but you were taught by a guy who learned 20 minutes prior to that in a 5-minute, closet session of here's how you do this. But yeah, I go to like preview the game, see it in person, see how it all plays out, see how it looks and feels and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I feel it's like the same way. It's normally like if I'm gonna go demo a game, it's like the game that's like, this is the hot new game that I'm really excited about, and like I want to learn what the game is about. I want to learn what the game plays like. I want to see how the mechanics interact, and see if it's something that I actually pick up. Majority of the time, most of the games that I like actually acquire or buy are games that I've actually played before. So if I can actually get a demo of the game, like I have to like research a game a lot before I'm gonna like buy this thing. Majority of the time, and because most of the time when I don't do that, I end up getting burned, which happens often. So I really like to like put the time in and like check out what a game is like and see if it's something that I'll actually play. I've got so many games, it's like, why do I need to add this to my collection? Let's play it and check it out. So when you get those really cool demoers that you can tell they're passionate about the game, because I've been in it before. When I played Gen 7, I could tell, like with Plaid Hat, the guy was super into it and he was reading all the story cards and like making it very thematic, which was exciting. And then I've played like when I played Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, the guy was super getting into it and like sharing all the stuff and the stories and things like that, and we're super quick to answer all the questions about the different things. When I played Rising Sun at Gen Con the first time, the guy was super into it and was like excited to tell us about all the different things and how everything worked. And it's cool to learn the game that way with someone that showed the game to a whole bunch of people and is still excited about the game. That just makes you like want the game even more, So it's really cool.
Darth, you are not wrong. Good oral reading is a lost skill. That's one thing I don't mean this to be cocky or anything, but that's one thing like I feel like I do pretty good. Like when I'm reading the cards or the things like that, like I'll do the different voices and I can read it pretty fluently, and like it helps people get into it a little bit more. And plus I like it because it's like I'm storytelling or whatever. But yeah. Booms. What was your let me ask you this question, Roy.
Okay.
What was, out of all the cons that you've been to, what was, and this may be one of our questions, what was your like most memorable demoing experience?
Oh man. Does backroom demoing count? No,
sure.
It has to be on the floor. No, I don't think this counts. Even though I didn't play a full game of it, we got Fantasy Flight demoed Twilight Imperium 4 to me and Sam and Tom in the back room, but I don't think that's the same thing. But it basically was a demo. It was basically him showing us the game like the day before it came out, and it was Brian from Plaid Hat showing us how to play the game. I'm in this special thing. And I was just like, what? Oh my goodness. Darth is saying it in chat already, but yeah, it was cool. And Brian's a really cool dude. He taught us Keyforge the next year, which was really cool also. But yeah, that was a really cool experience. As far as like on a floor, like a normal demo, I really enjoyed playing Rising Sun. I mean, everybody was like clamoring about all the cool where you could play it and like win the game. I was just really excited to demo the game because so many people were talking about it, and we had tried so hard to demo it at CMON Expo, and we didn't get to do it. And I had waited from May to August waiting to like actually get this game demoed. I actually got to demo it at Gen Con and finally got to play the game and see how everything works. I felt like I knew how a lot of it worked, but it was exciting, and the guy that was there like demoing it like knew of like our podcast and stuff like that, so that made it cool. And then I was playing with other people that knew the podcast, and it was kind of cool. And then there was like some girl who like didn't know the podcast, and they're all like, but this is Roy, guys, come on. I don't know, it was just a really interesting experience. And then she was like being nice to me in the game and then she probably went and Googled him. It's like, oh, he only has that many followers. Psh, that guy's nobody. But it's still kind of funny. But yeah, it was a lot of fun just getting to play that game. It was a really good experience because the guy teaching it knew the game really well and was really excited about it. So
yeah. Well, cool.
What about you? Do you have like a memorable demo?
I have two. Both were at Gen Con.
Yeah.
The first one I will say is the last Gen Con we went with Pleshik and Hector and everybody. When Matt had already played it, but the first time I demoed Junk Art.
Oh,
that was so
Was it with the giant one?
It was with the giant one. We played on the big table, and we were playing the scenario where you build 3 cards and then you move to the left, and we were being like super paranoid of the hall getting full and like being careful of people not knocking into the table because we were like, no. That was an absolute blast, and I instant bought it. Like right after I played that, I was like, nope, I'm going to go buy this right now. Anyway, so that was a fantastic experience. And then my other one was at Gen Con before. I don't know if you were there. Maybe my first Gen Con ever. Playing Cash and Guns.
Oh, nice.
Man, so sorry, I'm trying to type in talk. So we were playing Cash and Guns, and like the person that we were demoing was just a super cool chick, and she had like this fun personality, and she was like, all right guys, we're all in the mafia and we're all going to be like shooting at each other and you're trying to get all this money, and when right before we're all pointing our guns, I want everybody to yell Banzai. And so like we pull out our guns and like count of 3, yell Banzai. And so like, and I was wondering during the con, like, why are these people yelling in this one area? And that's what drew me to the demo table.
Yeah.
Because like we're hearing these people yell Banzai. And so I did it, and man, we had so much fun. And then of course me being like the loud, talkative person, I was like, hey everybody, my name's Rob. Blah blah blah. Like, hi, nice to meet you. And they're like, all right, we're all gonna point our guns at you because we don't care that you're Rob from nowhere. And so like I think like I got maybe $100 or something at the end because I kept having to duck my character because of all like the guns being pointed at me. And their excuse was, you're the first guy that talked.
Dude, man, us talkative guys always get in trouble.
We always do, especially in games like that. It's like, it's just easier to kill them.
I hate that in Cash and Guns. I'm like, guys, this person has the most money. Like, have you not been counting? Let's try to stop them. They all point their guns at me.
They point at you because you were the ones that.
I had to point it out. They're like, Roy's hiding something. He has the most money. No, I'm just trying to make sure everybody knows we're on the same page. No. Point at Roy. Good times. So, I mean, we've talked about this a bit, but how can demoing games for a publisher be a fun way to experience a con?
As the publisher?
No, like with a publisher. Like if you're going to go in and you want to do this and you're like, oh man, I would love to be like demoing games and showing off games to people. How is that a fun way to experience a con as opposed to like doing the normal con thing?
Well, one, you get to what I think is fun is you get to see from a retail side, everything that goes into a booth, and it makes you appreciate the booths and all the work that they have to do, setting it up, tearing it down, getting stuff ready, and like.
Yeah. There's something exciting about having like an exhibitor badge at Gen Con and being in there like way earlier than everybody else, and like you get to see it's empty, and like there's just the little guys working at the booth, and like the crowds are not in there yet, and you can like actually interact with several like publishers and like designers and things like that because they're just milling around, like going from booth to booth, like talking to all their friends, and you a little bit get to be one of those friends in a little way, because like when I was demoing for Gray Fox, like Richard Lanius came up and was talking to me about the different stuff. It's just like he's getting ready to like do a game with Gray Fox or looking into doing a game with Gray Fox. It's just kind of cool that like people stop by and all sorts of different people come, and sometimes you get to demo the game for different internet people or different reviewers or different designers. You're like, hey, check out this game, or the designer of the game that you're demoing will come up and be like, oh my goodness, you're demoing my game, like how's it going? And you get to talk to them about the game. It's really cool. So that's really fun.
Yeah, everything that you said.
And I mean just the benefits of hey, if you don't really have enough money for a badge, or you don't really have enough money to buy that publisher's games, if you're willing to work for them, they're willing to like hook you up with that sort of stuff. Especially if you're an enthusiastic person who wants to like share the game with people, and it's just fun. So, good times. So, what kind of games are publishers looking to be demoed?
Definitely the brand new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're always trying to get that new game that's going out to make sure that it has enough excitement and things like that.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, the main reason that these publishers are at these conventions demoing their games are because they're trying to get the word out. Like, they're hoping that, hey, if you demo the game, like, you'll enjoy it enough that even if you don't buy a copy right there on the spot, that demo will spark something in you that either A, you'll buy a copy later for like Christmas or for yourself, or you'll get a copy for someone else because you like it and you think it would work really good in their collection, or like, oh man, my sister-in-law would love this game, or something random like that, you know. And just to get the word out there, word of mouth is like huge in this industry.
Huge.
So it's like if people are talking about a board game, just to get that buzz out there. So they're looking to get their brand new games to get the word out. So you're not gonna find somebody like trying to get like a game from like a couple years ago or last year even, unless they're like a really small publisher and they only have a couple games. They're definitely gonna be showing off like the brand new stuff that they just had. So they'll still be selling a lot of their older games, but they want to like get the word out about what's brand new.
Yep.
So do you know anything about like about store demo programs that some publishers put on? I don't know if you know that much about this, but I have some friends that do a little bit of that stuff.
No, I'll let you take this one over.
Yeah, so one of my friends, Luke, he does a ton of stuff. There's several different companies that do this, but like you can hook up with a publisher or hook up with these companies that do like demos, and they'll get different people to go out and do demos of their games at stores or at game groups or at different things like that, or like conventions, and you'll be like on a list and they can send you different games that they're going to be trying to get demoed, and it's literally just your job to get the word out about them. I know there's one that's like goodness, I wish I knew the name of it. I know CMON has like a whole team of people, like that's their thing, as they go around and do that. I know that a lot of stores will get demo copies of the game, and they're hoping that people will run demos for those different games. And a lot of times when you're running things, then there's different perks from these companies. But goodness, what's the name of that thing? Anyway, but if you look it up online, like being part of a demo team, like a store demo team, there's lots of different companies you can work through to do that sort of thing. And it's really cool. Like if you want to be an ambassador for the hobby or an ambassador for that certain company or whatever, it's really cool to like hook up in the industry with that sort of thing as well. So yeah, lots of cool stuff there. Okay, here's my last question.
All right.
This is like any game ever. This is like even in the past. It doesn't have to be brand new. If you could demo one game and it was new and fresh for the people, what game would you love to show off to the masses? So like if you could go at any point in time, what game would you love to demo to people?
Ooh.
And it's like this could be anything that you would love to just share with the people. There's so many.
I think for me, the game that I think would be the funnest to demo would probably be Blood Rage.
Yeah.
Just because so much happens in each round. You still have the draft. You still have all that stuff. Like, you can get a full game experience of Blood Rage in one round because it's only a 3-round game. And each round is pretty much the same thing. It just intensifies. So as you learn after the first round, you can go after that. But the minis, the drafting, the cards, all that kind of stuff, it's such a fun game. Like, I enjoy doing that now. Like, when I go to local cons, and if I ever like register as a game master to like teach a game or something, typically Blood Rage is one of the games I sign up for because it's one of those things. If not Blood Rage, it would probably be like a Super Rhino Hero.
Dude, yeah, that'd be a blast.
That would be a blast. However, though, I would not want to do it at Dice Tower Con with Haba in that back room. I'd want to do it like at a Gen Con where everybody's around and get everybody all hype, like make it a big deal.
Yeah, yeah,
type of a thing.
Would you yell at the people as they're trying to?
I would. I
would. Or is that just for me? You save that for me.
No, I would yell at everybody.
Don't mess up. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love. I know I play this game too much, and I'm trying to calm down, and I've been trying to calm down, but I love it, and I think it's fun. I kind of did this at Dice Tower Con, but Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I love that game. And I play that game way too much. I basically have demoed this game for people.
You have.
Because like, even when I had just the prototype, I was going around to cons and like teaching people how to play the game, like little local cons. I did it at International Tabletop Day. I did it like Mini Mace. I did it at Recon. I did it at Dice Tower Con. I played like 3 games of this at Dice Tower Con. And it's like, I've been trying to be like, oh, and then I played it with like actual friends at Gen Con. I've been trying to be like, okay, calm down with the Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I'm trying to wait for the expansion and then like do more, but I really want to play it more. And Gameling Games should just hire me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I love Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. It's pretty cool. So it's just cool to be like, yeah, fantasy races, doing 4X things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just passionate about it. I like to do
Passion is a big deal.
basically any game in my top 10. I would love to demo. You know, Twilight Imperium. That would have to be an interesting demo. You know how they demo that at Gen Con? Like literally, they start the game, and then they have people come sit down at demo, and the demoer updates them what's going on currently in the game, and then has them play like a round or two. And then they get up, and the new people sit down, and they teach the people with how the game is currently, and they play a round or two.
I don't like that.
I don't really like it either, but I'm just like, I don't know if I could like be.
Yeah.
I don't know how you demo that game. Like I love Twilight Imperium is like one of my favorite games ever, and I'm like, how do I demo it? Like what? I don't know.
Yeah.
That one's rough. That's almost one where you demo it just by showing it off, you know? Like we're not gonna play this. We're just gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, that's almost how I would do it. I just pitch it to people. Be like, this is all the things you can do in the game, and just tell them about it, but don't actually be like playing the game. I don't know. Good times.
It is good times, man.
Dude, I have a thing that I think might be too late. Might be too late, but you know what this is. You know who this is. But anyway.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah. Do you need me to help you?
Let's do it next time.
Instagram? Okay, we can do it next time.
Oh.
Do you want
let's do it next time.
Okay, cool.
With Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, I guess we're going to wrap this thing up. Chat has been amazing. Also, what was I going to say? Envoy is the name of that group that demos games. It was like on the tip of my tongue. Like I was trying to say it. Thanks, Jordan. You're the best. But I kept my brain kept thinking like Entree. I'm like, I know Entree is not right. But yeah, Envoy is the group that like you can demo games with, and they'll like set up all these cool demos, and they actually work with a lot of publishers, so that's really cool. And one of my friends has had like a lot of fun demoing for those guys. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us in chat. You guys are all amazing, and
yeah, boom. We appreciate you guys. It's been a fun night. If you're going to PAX, see Roy at his booth at Plaid Hat and at the Dice Tower booth and all that kind of stuff. Wasn't there supposed to be a giveaway? What is happening?
Oh yeah, we are going to be giving away a copy of Root if I can get a copy of Root. The problem is I haven't been able to find one anywhere.
They're not for sale.
Yeah, so I'm afraid like I'm gonna have to like recalculate that or figure something out.
Did we know who the winner was?
I haven't like drawn a winner because I don't have the game. But
well, what if we draw the winner and we just tell them as soon as it comes in, we'll send it your way?
Yeah. But the problem is like
next episode we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely make that happen. But yeah, Root is our game that we're gonna be giving away. And Rob loves that game.
I need to play it again. I need
to play it once.
James is like, you have my address.
Okay, yeah. I'll totally
Matt is not here because he's actually not feeling very well. So Matt will feel better, big guy. He's not feeling so well. He working retail during the holiday weekend and stuff. He just he needs to get better. So Matt, we love you. We miss you. You're a gorgeous individual. Be here next time. And
make sure to check out Tales of Misplaced Meeples to get your dose of Matt.
Yes, and know that this episode is not Misplaced Meeples episode 10. It's actually Epic Gaming Night episode 100 something.
It's wrong? It didn't save it?
No.
Oh, well, I changed the name.
Roy, you are who you are.
I tried.
You wouldn't be anybody else if you did it all right.
Hey, I got a lot of things going on. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. Thanks so much to all of our amazing patrons. You know who you are. You're the best. If you want to support us at Epic Gaming Night, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Also, make sure to check out me and Rob at Epic Gaming Night on Twitter and Instagram, and at writing.newman on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to hit those up and come say hi to us. And also make sure to check out Favorite Game Friday and such on the Dice Tower. And hit me up at PAX Unplugged.
Hit him up.
It'll be fun. I know there's a bunch of people going there. I'm going to bring my Keyforge and my Pogs. So let's do this. Let's slam something down.
It'll be a good time.
Okay, peace.
Peace, everybody.